Hello everyone, thank you for joining tonight. I really appreciate it. This is Yusufchowdhury, digital marketing coach here in San Antonio, Texas. Yes. Give me a second right here real quick. Hey Joanne, how are you? Alright. How y'all doing tonight? How y'all doing tonight? Michelle, how are you? Yeah, got a fresh little bit here. Hey Janice, how are you? Y'all doing great tonight? Huh? Okay. Alright, Blab Tribe, good to see you. It's been a while, Blab Tribe. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. Based on so many so-called requests, I want to start making doing like a basic series, probably for like 1 or 2 weeks, on the topic of SEO. Okay, and again, I want to go start with the basics. We can move slowly to the most like intermediate, maybe then advanced. So that's what I'm gonna do. So are you all ready tonight? Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready to learn, or just here to goof around? So the first thing is, hey Adriana, how are you? Good to see you here. Thank you so much for joining. And thank you for those hearts. I mean, it's already, you guys are great. But let's get to the topic real quick, because what I love to do. For those that are new, just wait for a few minutes. If you find value, like maybe after 5 minutes, and if you want to share it, then you can do that. So for now, for those who are, I'm here for the food. For the food, food for thought, right? Food for thought. Hey, Cynthia. Okay, so let's do this. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask a couple of questions because I want to see what kind of level of knowledge you guys have so I can move from there. Thank you for sharing, Michelle. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for inviting your friends as well. So my first question to everybody, before even defining what is SEO, let's not define that. Let's first figure out what does search engine mean? So if I ask you this question, everyone right now, what does search engine mean? I'm waiting for the answers. Search engine body to soul. Salon says search and optimization. Cynthia says Google. What other kind of answers? Don't worry, there's no right or wrong answers. I'm not gonna make fun of you. You're right. So please feel free to answer. Joanne, he says Google. Isaiah, thank you for joining. Building a digital path organically. Okay, I like that. Adriana, thank you for joining again. I hope you're not having any issue with the connections. Okay. You are the best, Yusuf. Thank you, Adriana. I really appreciate it. The more, when you say stuff like that, I want to do more. I want to help more people, okay? Love Hope 82, thank you for joining us tonight. Basically, I asked the question, what does search engine mean to you? Give me your own definition. It was my connection, no worries. Awesome, no problem. So give me your own definition. What is search engine to you? Because I'm going to start this series every day talking about SEO, but I want to make sure that I explain the basic, then move on from there. Erica, how are you? Good to see you. Wow, look at this, folks. Familiar faces. I love when I see familiar faces. Okay, so the question is, what is search engine? So go ahead and explain it to me, or just comment. What does it mean to you? Because I want to make sure that what kind of level I'm dealing with. I finally made it live. Yay! Okay. Will you be doing, yes, I decided because people are asking about it, so I'm going to start doing from today. But I'm going to go very, very basic through concept understanding, then all the way, to different levels. So we'll see how we're going to do this, because a lot of people are still confused when it comes to SEO. I just want to start with the basic, then move up. So the question is, folks, what is search engine? Find what's out there. Okay, find what's out there. What else? Somebody said Google, somebody says organically. Derek, thank you for joining, man. Basically asked the question, great, I've been wanting to learn more about it. Good. It's where you find info. Okay. Erica, good. Anything else? Anything else? The question is, what is search engine? So just give me your own definition. Don't worry about being wrong, okay? There's no right or wrong answer here. Addicting, okay, I like that too, Brian. Group of keywords, okay, Cynthia. What else? What else you can think of when the word search engine pops in your head or somebody mentions it? What's the first thing comes in your head? What does it mean? Crawlers to assist discoverability. Jenna said that. Backlinks, okay. Google, close. Queries, it's when you optimize finding website. Okay, I love everyone's answer. I think Google. Okay, I went to find info out there on the set. Oh, then you're close. Finding freedom. You're close. It's a searchable index of website. That's a geek definition. You're right, brother, but people are going to be like, what the heck is that? But you're right. So let me explain real quick. So very simply, search engine means, search when you actually, you open the browser, you go to Yahoo, you go to Google, you go to Bing, right? The act of search, like you're actually typing a search term, a query, a keyword, that is called search. Okay, does that make sense? So every time you go to Google, right, you look for something, that act in itself called what? Hey, Michelle, good to see you. Where's my ice cream? So that act, right? Again, I want you to understand this. That act is called search. So when you go to Google, Bing, Yahoo, Ask, all these, whatever we're going to call later on, the search, that means you're doing the act. I'm going there, I'm like, looking for stuff. That's called search. Engine is what? Google, Bing, Yahoo, Ask. These are the engines. So when I say what is search engine, that means the act of searching information, right, on engine, which is the application, the software, the what do you call it, the Google search engine. Does that make sense? So there you go. So that was search engine mean. When somebody says I'm not in search engine, you have to understand, what do you mean by search engine? Are you mean like your information is not available on the internet? Does that make sense? So search is the act, okay? I don't know if you guys do this, of looking for stuff. And the engine is like the Google index, the Yahoo index. Why? Because this is the index, this is server. We have all the information. Yes, in these very basic, we'll go very basic, Mike. Then from there we're gonna go up and up because it's gonna be serious. So I want to keep very basic because from my experience, man, every class, every workshop I give, people still don't get it. They get lost in between. So I want to keep it very basic because I want to make sure everyone here understand 100% what the search engine means. So if I answer this question right now, did everybody understand? Search, the act of looking for information in the engine, which is Yahoo, Bing, Google, which is a server full of database. Okay? Yes, start at the bottom, then we're gonna go up. So what you're actually asking Google, when you ask Google or Bing, Yahoo, you're actually asking Google's database or Yahoo's database or the index database. All this information stored there, and you're retrieving that information. So my question is, if you understood what the search engine means, sexy for dummies. Yes, what search engine means right now, today, by Yusuf Chowdhury, press number 1. If you still don't get it, press number 2. It was a chocolate peanut butter, so delicious, and it was delicious with ice cream. Okay? So if you understand what a search engine mean, press number 1. If you don't, press number 2. Because I will repeat it until I die. Alright? Okay, excellent. Now, perfect. So we understood that part. Now we understand what is search. We understand what is engine. The engine is where the index database has all the information. Now we understand that concept. Now, how does it work? Don't repeat it. Don't repeat it. The brand is called So Delicious. Okay, understanding. Okay, excellent. Perfect. So the first step is done. We understand what is search, what is engine. So conceptually, we understand that. Now, how does it work? How does a search engine work? Right, so basically when you go to Google, you type some information and there's an index server. So what happened, you have this crawler, this Google or Yahoo or Bing software. They call it bots, they call it spider, they call it crawler. And the functionality of these crawlers is to do what? Is to link from one page to another. Like you have 60 trillion pages on the internet. All the bot does, it goes from one page to another. Okay, from all these pages, one to another. Then it reads all. I missed someone just waved at me. Who was it? Hello to whoever you were waving. I don't have no idea, but anyway. Okay, so this application, this software goes from page to page, just like a link building, going from one page to another. And when it does that, it looks at your web page. It looks at everything on the page. It looks at the images. Actually, it cannot do the images, but it looks at all the content, all the coding, all the HTML script, broken links, all the stuff. What are the keywords at? And index those information in the index server, right? So that's what the Google bot does, or the Yahoo bot, or Bing bot, right? So that's what it does. Then once it does it, puts all the information in this index server, the database, it gives that result to the person that searches. You know, when the bot goes from one page to another, you have like 100,000 millions of pages. So how does this application decide which page is supposed to be on the front page. So if I'm looking for San Antonio dentist, how it decides these 10 pages are going to be on the front page. For that, according to Google, they have more than 200 so-called questions or 1,000 algorithm or whatnot. They're not going to tell us. They're not going to tell all of it to us, but we know a few of them. So that's why we have to look at all these properties, right? So the Google bot or any kind of search bot, what it does, it indexes information in the index server. First it crawls, then it indexes information, then it retrieves the information to you when you look for it, and lastly it will rank you. How does it rank your website? Based on some element. We'll talk about that later. Okay? But you have to understand, this is the core functionality of the so-called bots, okay? The search bots, living for more hearts. Be right back. Thank you. Okay? So if you understand how these bots work, whether in Bing, whether in Yahoo, whether in Google, it's the same concept. It goes from page to page, it indexes information in the index server, it retrieves the information back to you, and of course, with crawling, then of course it will decide which one going to rank based on those 200 factors. They're going to talk. It's actually more than 200 factors. Okay, we'll talk about those later on. Does that make sense? So is that clear? Is that clear now? So the bots, the software has what? 4 functionalities. It crawls, it indexes, it retrieves information, and it ranks. So give me one if you all understood this, because if you don't, I'm going to repeat it. Okay? I want to make sure you guys understand how the bots work. Of course, Yahoo might have a different algorithm than Bing, but they all do the same thing. Are you in conference room? Not really. I'm actually in my office. Okay? That is my office. So Mike's like, 1. Okay? So if you all understood this, press number 1. If not, I'll repeat it, because I want to make sure you understand 100% before we move forward. So it crawls, it indexes, it retrieves the information to you, and it will rank the site. So there we go. Joanne, I'm going to explain again. Sorry, Mike. Okay. So this software, we call it bots, spiders, whatever you're going to call it. What the software does, it on the internet, it moves from page to page. Mike is like, what? It moves from page to page, right? No, I do not work for Google. I work for myself. This is just a Google partner. I'm their partner, but I don't work for them. I do promote their partner, but I don't work for them. Okay. So this bots, there you go. It crawls, it indexes, it retrieves information, and it ranks the site. So that is the functionality of the Google bot, or the Yahoo bot, or the Bing bot, or the software, the crawler. Does that make sense? No distraction, Joanne. Pay attention, okay? So that's what it does, because if you understand this concept of what the software does, then you know how internet works. Then you know how the web pages work. Then you know how the search engine works. Because if you understand how the search engine works, that's how you come with a strategy. That's how you come with ideas on how to put your website out there. Because if you have no clue, then what's the point of learning SEO? Does that make sense? Excellent. So now, give me number 1 if you all understand what the bot... I'm funny? Oh, yes, I was born funny. Okay. So now we understand. First, we talked about what is search, what is engine. Search is the act of searching. Engine is like Yahoo, Google, and Bing. How search engine works? These bots, they're busy traveling from one link, from one road, from one highway to another, like link building. And their duties are 4. They crawl, they index information in the index server, and they retrieve the information to you when you search for something, and it ranks the site. Okay, it does 4 things. So now that's clear, right? Excellent. Look at Mike. Look at that. He's like, yeah, I'm 100% sure. I want to make sure that you're all sure, that you have some sort of assurity and being sure that you're sure. Okay? Are you sure? All right, there you go. So that's the thing. Now. So that's the question. So now, we understood that. Let's come to the definition. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. What the heck is SEO? Okay. Does it index mean list? It index means basically it puts all the information in the index server. It's not necessarily a list. Okay, we'll talk about later how that works. Okay, but you put all the information in the index server in the database so you can retrieve that information. So what the heck is this SEO? We know what is search. We know what is engine. We know what the bot does, right? But what is this freaking search? What is this SEO? What attracts the bot to your site? Well, that's later, Joanne. That's not today. That's later. Right now, we're staying very basic. Talk about the functionality. Just understand what it does. That's what the bot does all the time. They're busy traveling, driving the highway of the internet. It doesn't matter what you do. That's their job. If you have a website that have nothing, it will still come by. It will pass by it. That's what it does. Do you understand? That's what it does. Okay. So what does SEO means? Don't give me the definition. What does it mean? When you hear SEO, what does it mean? When I heard SEO for the first time, you know what I thought it was? I thought it was selling enormous octopus. That's what SEO is so scary. People are so scared of SEO because it's like an enormous octopus, right? So what is SEO? Don't give me the definition. Search engine optimization. What the heck is that? Tell me what you understand by search engine optimization. Remember, we talked about what is search, what is engine, what the bot does. But what does SEO mean to you? Like to you, what does it mean to you? Give me your own definition. Oh, SEO means ha ha ha. Okay, that's good. Okay, getting your site to number one. Okay, that's what Derek said. Getting your site to number one. Okay, what else? What else does SEO mean? Huh? What does it mean? I want you all to tell me. Tell me now. Like your calling card on the web searches. Okay. See, I want these answers. They're beautiful. Octopus. Joanne, show me all the octopus. So what does SEO mean to you? I already explained to you the process of search and what is the definition of engine and what does these crawler do. Matching words, how popular you are on your speciality. Okay. Alejandra, I like that too. What else? Think, folks. Think octopus again. What else? Think, people. You all are genius. You all are smart. I believe it. Okay? Think about it. What else? Authority and credibility. Okay? I like that one too. What else, folks? And if you're all enjoying this, go ahead and click on number 13 right here and invite your friends and share it in Twitter and Facebook. The bite that you put out to attract the spider. Well, even if you don't put it, the spider will still come. A bread trail. Trusted factors. What is the question again? The question is what SEO means to you. That is the question. What SEO means to you. Thank you, Body Soul Salon, for inviting. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Adriana, for inviting. I highly appreciate it again. Thank you so much. And Naveed, thank you for joining. Appreciate it. Joanne, thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. So what does SEO mean to you? When you hear the word SEO, some of you give good answers. But again, those are good answers. That doesn't mean they're the right answer. Okay, those are good answers. So like I said, don't worry. Just answer anything you want in your mind, and nobody's going to make fun of you. You're right. So go ahead. Creating your web pages so that they rank high in the search engine result. You're close. That's a common definition. You're right, Mike. That is the most popular definition, but I have something else. But you're actually correct. There's nothing wrong. That's also good. I wait to maximize the search result. Okay, I like that one too. Finding freedom. SEO means hand website toy to using when it's done, and he will give it to SEO. Okay, I'm sorry. I couldn't read that, Cynthia. Thank you for joining, Michelle. Thank you for joining Remorse. So the question is, what does SEO means to you? We previously talked about what is search, definition of search, the definition of engine, and what does the crawler do? What's their functionality? So now we're asking. We also talked about how the search engine works, but now we're talking about what SEO stands for. So I got some good questions. So let me go ahead and answer this. And you might want to screenshot this definition real quick. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can read this. All right, there you go. There you go. I hope you can see this. All right, can you all see this? There you go. All right. So the way I define it, take a snapshot. The way I define it, I want you to understand very carefully. The way I define it, search engine is the technical, okay, pay attention to this. It's a technical and creative process. So what the heck that means? That means there's a technical aspect, there's a technical ways of doing things on the back end of the website, like coding, scripting, and whatnot. Okay, there's a process that involves a little bit of some sort of basic coding that you need to learn. But don't worry about it. When we have a WordPress based website, you don't need to know coding, but you don't need to do it, but you need to know at least what it is, right? So it's a technical, it requires some technical work, and it's a creative process. So creative basically means anything on the front page, like the color, the design, the ease of use of the navigation, the text, the copy, the content. So it's a two-way process, right? One is technical, to make sure that everything we follow according to the Google Search Console guideline, and we have to make sure that the website is fast. The images are not too big. There are no broken links. That's the technical side, right? The creative side, we have to make sure that we focus on the usability factor. What I mean by usability, like ease of use. Somebody coming in, having a good experience, finding what they're looking for, and navigating the website easily. See, a lot of time, unfortunately, maybe Mike can agree with me on this, that most of us don't focus on the usability. We are too much caught up into cosmetic and the beauty, but we don't focus on the usability. So it is a technical process because it involves a lot of work on the back end, okay? And it also creative because it involves, you need to think from two aspects. I need to make sure that the website is fast, there's no broken link. I have to follow the Google Search Console guideline. When it comes to creative, I have to make sure that it's easy for my customer, for my visitor to find what they're looking for, and it's easy for them to find the pages they need, easy for them to contact me, easy for them to opt in, easy for them to find the phone number. Does that make sense? So it is a technical and creative process to do what? What is this technical and creative? What the heck these two processes do? It helps, right? It helps to do what? To influence, right? It helps to influence the visibility of your website, okay? So the technical and the creative process helps to influence the visibility of your website in the search engine's organic search result. Now, why did I mean organic? Because it doesn't happen fast, it doesn't happen quick. You're not paying Google to be on the front page. It happens organically, means it happens throughout time. It might take 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, 7 months, depends on what you're trying to do. So it's going to take some time. It's a slow process. It's like, planting a seed. You put a seed and the tree grows slowly, right? So what it does, it helps to influence, okay? I'm going to really simplify it, brother, okay? This is like the simple definition, right? But I want you guys to understand it 100%. It's a technical, okay? That means there's something technical involved on the back end. It's a creative. That means there's something involved on the front page, okay? That will influence the visibility of the website in the search engine's organic search result, which is the front page, right? For the purpose of what? For the purpose of driving targeted customer to your website. Does that make sense? This is very, very important, because if you understand the definition this way, then whatever you implement will basically reflect on this actual definition. Does that make sense? So that's what SEO stands for. So there are some technical process involved, which I'm going to show you later on, and also creative process for the purpose of influencing the visibility of your website on the organic side of the front page of Google. Why? Because you want to drive targeted traffic or your customer to the website. Does that make sense, folks? Okay. So if you understand this, please give me 1, and if you don't, give me 2. If you understand this definition, okay, give me 1, and if you don't understand, give me 2. And please, if you have to memorize this, memorize it, but try to understand it, because everything comes from this understanding of how things work. When we don't understand how things work, look at Joanne. When we don't, yeah, right, Mike. When we don't understand how things work, this is where the problems start. Okay? So again, the definition of SEO is what? It's a technical process, it's a technical and creative process to influence the visibility of your website in a search organic result for the purpose of driving targeted customer to your website. Not the so-called, I'm going to rank on number 1. You see, that's the problem. The problem, you have so-called, I'm not going to call this name, you have so-called SEO, I don't know, whatever you want to call them, when they come and talk to you, I'm going to help you, I'm going to guarantee you're going to rank on the front page organically. It's not about ranking, even though, yes, ranking matters. Because remember, that's what the bot does, right? The spider, the application, the software, that's what it does. And I agree with that, it matters. But you as a business owner, you as an entrepreneur, your focus should be what? Let me ask you this question. You as a business, and you have a website, what should be your focus? And let me see everyone's answer. What do you mean by organically? Means that it's naturally. It takes time. There's so many processes that you have to do it on a monthly basis, so Google can rank you naturally, organically. Okay? We'll talk about that later in the series. But now I want you to just understand these two concepts. It's not something fast. It's not going to happen next day. It's not going to take you a week. It will take some time. Okay? So Michael says answering the question to your prospect, right? You're most welcome. So if you right now you all have I'm assuming you all have a website, right? You all have a website. So would you rather focus on ranking, or would you rather focus on getting targeted customer? Can you pay for high ranking organically? Please hold that question, Derek. I'll get back with you on that. I have to be easy to find. I have several. Okay. Can you buy a high ranking? Well, the question depends. If you do Google AdWords, you can rank quickly on the ad section. But when it comes to organically, no. It will take some time. Okay? And you don't buy ranking, you implement what we call off-site SEO strategy, which is going to be in a different series. Today, let's keep it very basic, folks. Keep it basic, because once we understand the basic, 100%, okay, then everything will be fine. So my question to you, very simple. Would you rather focus on ranking, or would you rather focus on getting targeted customer? That is my question. You all have a website. So number one, would you rather focus on ranking? Number two, would you rather focus on getting targeted customer? Which one would you pick? Okay? Customer. Yes. What else? Targeted customer. Excellent. So when somebody comes and tell you, I will do SEO for you, and I'm going to rank you number one. Who cares? Because sometimes you can rank somebody for a keyword that nobody looks for it. And there you go. What did that do to you? Nothing. What if I rank for Humpty Dumpty in the corner? Who looks for that? Right? So it's all about what? You as a business owner, you have to focus. And remember, as a business owner or a person who has a website, love you, sir. Learn something from him. Thank you so much, Adriana. When you have a website, here's another thing. Don't only focus on SEO. You have to focus on so many things for the purpose of getting that customer to your website. Does that make sense? Don't just focus on the SEO only. There is social media, there is email marketing. There's so many ways you need to focus on. Why? Because I want customers. So I'll do everything, everything to get all those customers. Okay? So what happened in the definition, the focus should be getting targeted customers. So if I have a cupcake business, I'm selling cupcakes, I don't want somebody to buy a Harley Davidson motorbike to find my website, because that's not targeted to my business. So when you do SEO, you will get targeted customers. Somebody's looking for your product, looking for your services, and they search for it, and suddenly you show up. Does that make sense? So you have a targeted, visitor. So that's the focus. When you build a site, I have to focus on that. Okay, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Okay, so I need your help, brother. Teach me. Teach you. I always teach you, man. So we understood what does search mean? What does engine mean? We talked about how the search engine works. We talked about the Google or the Bing or the Yahoo bot, spider, whatever you call it. We knew that. We defined what is SEO, a technical and creative process, right? That influence the visibility of your page, of your website organically on the front page of Google or Bing or Yahoo for the purpose of what? Getting targeted customer. That's a definition that you understand. Okay? That's a definition you need to understand. Now, I'm going to ask you a quick quiz because I already mentioned this. So my question to you is, what does search engine do? I've already talked about this. It does 4 things. Okay? So I need you all to answer right now. It's a quiz time, baby. So what does the search engine do? 4 things. Come on, everyone. Type it. Type it right now. I demand it. So what does the search engine do? Find providers. No, there's 4 things. Let me rephrase the question. What does the search engine crawler or the search engine bot do? What does it do? We talked about 4 things, right? The Google bots or the Bing bots or the Yahoo bots. We talked about 4 things. That's the first thing that they do. Okay? There you go, Adriana. Crawling, indexing, retrieving, and ranking, folks. Pay attention, man. Okay? The crawler, it does what? 4 things. It crawls the pages on the internet, it indexes information, it retrieves the information back to you, and it ranks the website. Okay? Alright. So that's done. So now we understood that, right? Have we understood that? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you 100% sure you understood this? Crown Alarm 11 tries to stick it with the nose in a place that doesn't belong. Look at that, Mike, okay? I think he's drunk. Nah, man, I'm just water, man. I don't get drunk. I never get drunk. I just get dizzy. All right. Woo! I just want to make sure that you all understand it, because this is very serious. I mean, I do this workshop almost like for a long time. Okay, I want to make sure that you all understand basic. Then we'll move on. Okay, so we're gonna do a series. We're gonna continue tomorrow. Okay. All right. Now, we talked about the technical process. We also talked about the creative process. Right. Now, before you get into SEO, Yusuf, can you put up your personal definition of SEO again? Yes, I will. 1 second. You want to take a snapshot? Here we go. 1 second. So this is a definition. You can find it anywhere on the internet. I think this is the best definition ever. So there you go. Go and take a snapshot. Search engine optimization is a technical and creative process to influencing the visibility of a website in a search engine's organic search result for the purpose of driving target traffic or customer to it. Yes, you can take a snapshot. Yes, indeed. Screenshot, snapshot, booby trap, whatever you call it. Okay. All right, there you go. Excellent. I like it. All right, so again, repetition is good, right? Repetition is good. We talked about what is search. The act of searching engine is Google, Bing, Yahoo. We talked about how the search engine works. We talked about these crawlers, this software, what they do, what's their duty. Their duty is to travel on the highway from one link to another, from one street to another. And the objective is to crawl, to index, to retrieve, and to rank. Then we talked about the definition of what is SEO, because that is the topic for today. What is SEO? Okay. You took 5 shots? Oh my God. To make sure you got it, Mike? Man, I love that. Oh, 6? Man, you're hustling, man. You're hustling. Okay, that's good. Okay. So you want me to change it out? Should I change the screen? Should I flip back to my face? Okay. There you go. No more snapshot? Okay. 1 second. So that's the definition. Okay. And now here's one thing very important. And that is before excuse me. Water. Now, before I know with the glass and the reflection you cannot see my eye. Look at me. Look at this is my eye. Look at that. Right? This is me. What is this? Used without glasses, I can't see anything. I'm like blind. Okay. Ever heard of gradefinder.com or anything like it? I actually didn't, Paige. I didn't, Lewis. All right. Now pay attention. So I'm going to ask you questions tomorrow, folks. If I'm going to show up tomorrow, I'm going to ask this question. I want to make sure you all follow it. I want to make sure you guys write notes. So don't worry about the hearts. Just write notes. Okay. Excellent. Now here's the thing. Before getting into so-called SEO strategy and whatnot, there are a few questions you have to ask yourself, okay, before getting into that SEO stuff. And this is what we call, before you start with the SEO, you have to look, at the whole project. So what I mean by that, let me flip the screen for you so I can show you exactly what I'm talking about, okay? You want to take a snapshot for this one too. 1 second. 1 second. SpyFu is awesome. I use SpyFu, Keyword Spy, Word Tracker, Market Samurai, Longtail Keywords. All of them, does a good job, but basic, folks. Let's keep it basic. Okay, let's keep it. All right, so you want to take a snapshot for this thing right here. Okay. Okay. All right. So, what I want to share with you guys right now. So before getting into SEO, some of these rules apply to the creative side of the SEO. SpyFu is a keyword research tool. You can go to spyfu.com, finding freedom. Okay. So we have to consider a few things. Like, for instance, the website design. I mean, a lot of time I say, don't worry too much about the design. Just make sure that the design is basic. It's easy. Okay? It's easy to navigate. Accessibility. Michael is right here. He can tell you, like, is accessible for everyone, for people with, for instance, disability. We have to think from that perspective. Guess what? Because that actually affects the SEO. Okay, that actually affects the SEO. The accessibility of the website, the usability. Again, usability, you should focus 100% on the usability. Okay, very important. What I mean by that, I need to make sure that my website is very fast. I need to make sure that it's easy for somebody to navigate to find what they're looking for. That's what is called user experience, and sometimes we call it UX factor, right? User experience matter, folks. So focus on the user experience. Website development, how the website is developed, what kind of code they're using, what kind of application, what kind of platform. I highly recommend WordPress right out the box because they come all good, okay? I went from 72 grade to 72. Okay, I'll check it out, Luis. Server management, who is the hosting provider? Are the hosting very good? Are you using shared hosting, cloud hosting, dedicated hosting? What kind of hosting are you using? Are they good? Do you have good customer service? Is the service all the time running fine? Okay. Social media promotion. What kind of social media platform you're going to use and why? Okay, that matters on the website as well. How many social media icons and social media followers you're going to put on the website? That matters. Analytics. You need Google Analytics. Google Analytics must be installed on your website to understand the behavior of your visitor. You need to make sure that the website works on multiple browsers. Why? It goes back to usability. If it works good on Chrome but doesn't work on Safari, you're going to have a bad user experience, which is bad usability, no accessibility, and that causes a problem. That can affect your SEO performance, right? Then you also have to look at how many pages do you need, right? And why do you need them? So if I want the home page, there is a reason behind the home page, and that is why, because everyone lands on the home page. Right? If I have an about page, that because everyone check to see who is this company. So about page matters. Call to action. A lot of websites don't have a call to action. Like, call me now, call this number, get into the list. You have to have a proper, clean, call to action. Okay? Does that make sense? Lead capture. You need to use email marketing services with the lead capture, like, MailChimp, Aweber, whatever you call it. If you have people coming to your website, let's say 50 people come into your website or 100 people come into your website, don't you want to capture them? So you need to think about this stuff. You need to think about what kind of email software I'm going to use, what kind of lead capture I'm going to put. Sitemap. Sitemap basically, when any developer build a website, they create a sitemap of all the pages. You need to set that one up because when the crawler comes to your website and you don't have a sitemap, there's a chance that he might miss some pages. So you need to have a sitemap installed, and you can do that using Google Search Console tool with the help of Yoast plugin. Okay, domain management. Who is your domain provider? Is it GoDaddy? Is it HostGator? Is it SiteGround? Is it WP Engine? Is it? Does that make sense? Copywriting. You have to make sure the content are not written by first grader. Okay, written by somebody that talks to that audience. If I make cupcakes for wedding planner, I need to make sure that my content talks to that audience. Does that make sense? Then you have to analyze. You have to make sure you look at the competitor. You have to look at your website, do some analysis. Do I have any broken links? Do I have any type of hidden links, spam links? Does that make sense? You have to do a keyword research. You have to find out what my customer are looking for, what they're typing. Okay? And of course, you have to focus on your target audience. Okay? Does that make sense? So you have to look at all these. So make sure you take a snapshot of this page right here. Okay, take a snapshot because all these, you have to think about them before you get into the SEO and whatnot. Does that make sense? Okay, so these all matter. This is it's a combination of technical and creative, but it's still not full because you have a long series of episodes to talk about these. That's gross, Jason. What is it talking about? That woman away. So there you go, folks. Make sure you take a snapshot so you won't lose this. Okay? Okay. Alright, I guess nobody wants to take a snapshot. Alright, I'm going to ask a question tomorrow, and we'll see who's going to pay attention. It's a part of nature. And believe it or not, my people still don't look at this stuff. I'm serious. They don't consider these options. They'll focus on making those that looks like a freaking Starbucks, but they don't know why they're doing it. Okay? Alright, so then let me go ahead and flip the screen. So there you go, folks. So that was the scope for tonight. Tomorrow I'll talk about why SEO is important. What does SEO do? Because today we just talked about the definition of the search, the definition of the engine. We took the snapshots when you first put. Oh, excellent. Thank you, Adriana. We talked about what is the search, okay, and the engine, right? Then we talked about how the search engine works. Then we talked about what the crawler does. Then we give a definition of what SEO is, because that is the topic for today. What is SEO? And I basically talked about a little bit what you need to look for before you get into the actual SEO. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about why SEO is important. Because believe it or not, some people still think SEO is not important. Some people say it's dead. Some people say it's like going crazy. Some people say like their pants are falling. Pants are falling. So anyway, love the scope and how basic you made it. Thank you. Thank you, Adriana. That's what I love to do. I like to keep things very simple. Take the complicated stuff and simplify it. Because I'm totally with you. I like simple stuff. In fact, maybe Mike and Luis can look into this, because a lot of the SEO community, because they sound like geeky and whatnot, they use a lot of heavy terms and makes the average person not understand it. In fact, makes the average person frustrated because they don't get it. But in reality, it's actually very simple. Okay? So I try my best to simplify as much as I can. Okay? Because once you understand it, then everything else will follow through. Does that make sense? So don't worry about it. It's going to be a good series, and I'm going to do my best to, again, simplify it. And I want to make sure that everyone understands it 100% before we move to the next step. Because I'm going to do a lot of class about, it's going to be a lot of information. Okay? It was simple. My dog could even understand it. Thank you, Yusuf. You have a good night. Thank you, Mike. Thanks for jumping in, brother. I really appreciate it. Yes, thank you so much. So that's it. The topic is done. We're done. We're done for the night. Thank you for staying. If you want to stay with me for like, a few more minutes for any Q&A, we'll do that. But other than that, we're done with the topic. I have a simplified things lesson I've learned. Okay, Mike. Sorry. No, maybe all this will help. We'll come back because Yusuf is doing a lot of. Yes, I will. I will give. I want to keep it very. If you want to go back and watch the replay, it is on Catch Me. So just go to catch.me/yusufchowdhury. Yusufchowdhury. And you can watch, you can rewind, you can move forward and backward. Okay, so like I said, tomorrow I'll talk about why SEO is important, why this is important to talk about it, because some people still think it's not important. Okay, but in reality, that is the nature of the internet. That is the nature of what these crawlers do on the internet. Does that make sense? So it is important. But at the same time, I also say, don't only focus on SEO. There's so many things you need to focus on in order for you to get customer to your website. Thank you, Yusuf. I have a better grasp of the concept. Thanks. You're most welcome. Love the oh, thank you so much. I got to make it fun, right? Otherwise, you're not going to enjoy it. You're going to be like falling asleep. I'm going to link with you on Facebook. Just look up for my name, Yusuf Chowdhury. Okay, just Google my name and I'm there. Okay? Or you can send me a Twitter messages. I'm also there. Okay? So that's it, folks. That's it, folks. All right? So let me know if y'all have any more questions. If y'all understood everything I said today, give me number one. Give me number one. If y'all understood that, give me number one. Okay. If y'all understood what I taught today. So tomorrow we'll come. There you go. Excellent. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If y'all understood this, guess what? Thank you so much. If y'all understood this, guess what? Y'all have been Yusufied approved because you understood it, right? So you've been Yusufied approved. Okay, cool. All right. Excellent. So 1.5, right? So tomorrow, what I'm actually doing every night, starting today, there's a workshop that we do. And tomorrow I'm going to have a guest speaker, Melanie Gonzalez. She will talk about how to pitch through blogging to traditional media. That's going to be from 7 p.m. Central Time to 9 p.m. And after that, when I have some time, I'll come back and do the SEO series. Because the workshop, it's just a workshop. There's no way for you guys to interact. You can just listen and watch. Okay? Beauty Bunny, or Bayan, I'm sorry. Was it Bunny? Bayan? I'm sorry. Thank you for joining. I'm actually done with the scope. Please, when you get a chance, catch the relay. Yeah, most welcome, Luis. That's all I have to do. And guess what? That's how I teach in real life. Can you believe it? People go nuts. Okay? All right. So thank you. If y'all have no more question, what is the dollar for the SEO and business small mid? It depends. If you're talking about if you're going to hire a company like myself, we do all the digital marketing. Some company will charge you like $800 a month. Some will do like $1,200, $1,500, $2,000. Depends on what you want to do on a monthly basis. Why? Because you're going to pay somebody to do all the monthly work. Okay. But I'm going to teach you some stuff in this series that if you do it on a consistent basis, eventually you're going to get a lot of help. Okay. But I have my own company. We do the same thing. We offer the service to our clients. But I want to show you what we do, so that way you'll have an idea. Okay. Especially when a lot of things changes in the SEO. So many information out there, so many crazy stuff. People get freaked out when Google does the algorithm. They're like, I'm going to get in trouble. No, if you do everything right, you shouldn't be worried about it. Okay? And you'll be surprised that there are things that hasn't changed yet. And people still focus on the stuff that doesn't make any sense. Like when they talked about having an HTTPS considered a ranking factor, everyone started to put an HTTPS. I'm like, why would you do that? It's just a one factor. Plus, your website is not even e-commerce. It doesn't make no sense, right? Why would you put that on a website that's not even e-commerce? So people don't think, they just react. Then you have these other folks that trying to sell on this situation. So you got to be educated, because whoever talks to you, you need to understand. If you understand the basic, then you can basically filter out, which one is actually legit, and which one is actually trying to, kind of take advantage of you. Okay? All right, folks. So thank you so much for staying tonight. I really appreciate the interaction and the engagement tonight. I hope you learned a lesson today. Please make sure you understand it and teach it to others, whatever you understood, because once you understand it, it becomes part of your ideas, okay? It belongs to you. So do that. We'll see you tomorrow, and have an awesome night, and stop working, okay? Don't work too hard.